It's incredible to think back in 2020 when I first started mountain biking that I thought these were the best options to get into mountain biking on a budget. I don't regret having a Trek Marlin or the older Trek Roscoe versions one bit, but seeing where we are now with budget bike options, it really makes you wonder. See, when I first started, I knew nothing about mountain bike standards. Therefore, I didn't realize I was paying upwards of $700 to $1,000 without most of the mountain bike standards, if any at all, which means if you wanted to upgrade your bike, it was a painful process. So instead of upgrading your bike as your skills progress, you would essentially be forced into buying a new bike. And in 2025, there's still companies making bikes like this at even more expensive prices. Now, there are great budget mountain bike options like the Polygon Siskiyou series, which I still highly recommend because they meet all the standards and come in at a great price for what you get with the bikes. But even with Polygons being well worth the money, there still hasn't really been anyone who's pushed the boundaries on trying to make the most quality and affordable mountain bike possible, in my opinion. Until now. This is Walmart's brand new FS.2 dual slalom full suspension mountain bike, and they just dropped the price. So now you can get this up to standard modern mountain bike for only $448. Now, I know a lot of you are skeptical or might feel some type of way about Walmart, and I can't say I blame you, but hear me out. After meeting with the guys behind these bikes personally, I realized there was a lot more to these bikes than I thought. What I like about Walmart is they listened to the riders and focused on bringing new riders into the sport, so they didn't take the nickel and dime approach. They understood what the riders wanted and gave us everything we need in a mountain bike so that we can do whatever we wanted without having to worry about buying a new bike in the next year or two. Basically, Walmart gave beginner riders a good mountain bike that's ready to ride out of the box. But for those who get the bug and want to upgrade like crazy, they essentially said, hey, here's a modern mountain bike frame for $448. Go knock yourself out. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. Today is a big day. I'm sitting here waiting on my upgrade that I actually ordered online. I never order anything online. I'm just old school. I like to go into the bike shops. But unfortunately, what I ordered, you can't find it in the bike shop. So we had to order it, and I think it should be here any minute. Speaking of the devil, I think we got it. I think this is it right here. Yeah, let's go. Whew, I know you want to see this. This is for the Ozark Trail full suspension mountain bike. This is my first upgrade that I've got for this bike. And I know you want to see it, so let's go ahead and open it up. I'm excited for this one. Okay, a box inside of a box again, of course. It's well protected. Let's see if we can get it out of here. And we have I forgot what it was called actually. The RockShox Recon Silver RL, baby. This is gonna be a beast on this bike. This is a 120 millimeter air fork, and it's got compression adjustments. So this should be great for that full suspension Ozark Trail. Now this was only $150. I got it on Jensen USA. If you want some good upgrades at great prices, definitely check out Jensen. This is not sponsored. I spent my own money on this fork and it was only $150. $149 technically. So now that we got the fork, we're gonna head to the next spot and meet the people who are gonna help us take this bike to an even higher level. Now we're headed to Boulder, Colorado to go see the guys at Hunt Wheels. I wanna give a huge thanks to these guys. They are super awesome and I really appreciate them for helping me bring this project together. It's highly, highly appreciated and I really suggest that anyone interested in wheels, these are the guys to check out.
What do we need?
How much you think it weighs?
35. Nah, I think it's 34.2. You want to have a go, Sam?
Of course. 36?
You want to lift it up?
Let's see. I bet it weighs 36.3.
36.3.
30 isn't a good range for me. Dude, bikes under 25 pounds and luggage between 50
All right.
then you're precise.
Oh. Yeah, we're way off.
That's a
40, I don't
that's
do
a
it.
tank.
All over the-
That's a tank.
All right, let's lose some weight then. All right, you ready? Oh gosh.
I'm nervous. Are you?
Not anymore. It's 2 pounds lighter. Just under 2 pounds.
That's a big difference, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is the bike all upgraded. Does it look like a real trail bike? Let me know. I think it looks awesome. I got the new Specialized Butcher on the front and then the Eliminator on the back. A lot of you are asking if 2.6s can fit. I got 2.6s on here. Easy, no problem. Shoot, it might even be able to go maybe a tad bigger, but I wouldn't try it, but 2.6s fit no problem on this bike. I put the P&W 50 millimeter rods handlebars on here. I got them cut down to 760. I like that length. It feels good for the way I like to ride, and I still feel stable. Got the P&W grips on here, P&W pedals, the stem. So I really appreciate P&W and Hunt Wheels for really bringing this thing together. And what I like most about this bike is a lot of people are gonna be casually riding this, not super serious mountain bikers. But what's awesome is you can get an awesome, ready to go mountain bike that's ready for any upgrade you wanna throw on it. And you don't have to be fully committed to riding it all the time. So say you want to just ride around with the kids and the family or whatever, and ride around the neighborhood, and you want to hit some staircases or some curbs or something, you can do that on this bike. And if you want to go to some trails, and let's say you wake up one day and you all of a sudden got that itch, you were like, okay, I want to spice this thing up. That's what's great about this, because you don't have that $1,500 to $2,000 upfront cost as you would on a normal budget mountain bike. I mean, I think this is just the best bike for anybody that's just looking to get into the sport, don't want to fully commit, but maybe down the road you want to upgrade as you go. With a lot of budget bikes nowadays, you have to make too many decisions. You got to be like, it has this, but it doesn't have this. It's got this, but it doesn't have this. You gotta make a lot of decisions, and you don't really want to be making decisions like that when you're getting ready to spend $1,500 to $2,000. But when you spend $448 with this, it has everything ready to go, ready to upgrade. So if you ever want to upgrade, you can pick and choose what you want to do. So say I wanted to go with wheels and the bars, the cockpit area. So that was my preference. And the fork, I forgot about the fork too. I didn't really care about the rear suspension. That's not super important to me right now. These mechanical disc brakes, they work just fine. Those are not important to me right now. So I can always switch them later, and that's what's awesome. I do plan to put a dropper post on here. So that'll take this bike to the next level too. So that's what a lot of people don't understand about this bike is, yeah, it comes with a lot of mediocre parts, but everything is able to be upgraded very easily. And instead of having to pick and choose what you want to do, you can spend $400 and upgrade it the way you want to upgrade it. You basically have a frame for $400 that's ready to upgrade to your heart's content, or you can just keep it how it is if you don't ever want to ride it like that. So it's just really versatile for a lot of different riders. Well, let me know what you think. I think it looks good. We got the upgrades ready to go. When I sit on this bike, it just feels like it looks super slack out front when I'm sitting on it. It's crazy. Like, it feels like it's ready to rip. So I cannot wait to try this thing out. So yeah, those are my upgrades so far. The wheels, the tires, the cockpit, and the new fork. I think this thing is gonna be ready to go. I would love to see how this rear suspension feels after all these other upgrades. Oh, and I forgot. A lot of people say, why would you put expensive parts on a bike like this? It ends up costing more than a bike. And it's like, it don't matter. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to spend $1,500 to $2,000 up front to get a frame like this. If you want a frame like this from a big brand, you're gonna spend way more money than this. You spending like a quarter of the money on this frame as you would on a more bigger name brand or a bigger company. So that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it costs more than a bike. You get a modern frame that you can do whatever you want to with for pretty much $400. That's the crazy thing, and that's what I really love about this bike. Like, my wheels cost more than this whole bike, but you think I care? If I was a customer, I'm like, I got a $400 bike. I can put anything I want on here. So it really, in my opinion, it don't matter if all the components cost more than a bike, because that's the beauty of being able to get into this category without spending a lot of upfront money. But yeah, this is it. And let me know what you think. It's ready to go now. I can't wait.